I really love what you're doing with this concept. I loved it before, but like I think that the interview nature of it is really cool. And also you're a very good interviewer.
Can we take a minute and hype up just this concept? It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You're wonderful as an interviewer.
The questions that you come up with, just the attention to those details, it's so much fun to do.
You tapped into it, and then now I think this formula is great.
I haven't really sat and like remembered why I love this game so much.
We've been very happy to meet so many cool, creative, funny people on Twitch.
And this is the natural evolution.
What Sarah's doing is really cool. Yeah, I could talk to Sarah till the cows come home.
Not a lot of people on Twitch are just bringing on other creators just to interview them.
Thank you for having us.
Really, it's been a very healthy thing that you've kicked off in our lives.
When I saw the trailer for just what you're doing with the core memories concept, I mean, I hope you do this again.
This is a great idea. We can't wait to see the rest of core memories.
Having Cartoonia embrace me the way it did was huge.
What do you say, chat? More core memories?
Hi, Editing Sorrow here. So, unfortunately, due to a few technical difficulties, both on Forced of Wire side and my side, there's going to have to be some weird cuts in the video, as well as I lost some of the beginning of the video in which we introduced Carl. So, that being said, everybody, please welcome in Forest of Wires, aka Carl DeLinden, a wizard from another dimension and currently the world record holder of the high score on Violent Storm.
Romantic, fanatical devotee of all things early 90s arcade beat-em-ups, especially of the Konami variety. Oh, yeah. I love arcades, and I love the beat-em-ups. I love the Streets of Rage, even.
Oh, yeah.
And when I discovered Violent Storm, I was taken aback by the quality, by the game mechanics, and how deep the fighting was, and how challenging it was. And I became consumed by Violent Storm. I really did. It's a great game, and it's a hidden gems.
When did you find Violent Storm?
I only discovered it about less than a year ago.
Okay.
I was on the hunt for world records. I was looking for hidden gems. I was looking for specifically arcade games that not many people were either trying or not many people were ranked in, something with a lesser level of competition.
Yeah.
Especially because I was already ranked on Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I was already ranked on Turtles in Time. I was already ranked on The Simpsons. I was already ranked on a lot of these mainstream arcade games. I was looking for more underground hidden gem stuff.
Yeah.
And I found a game called Metamorphic Force, which is another wacky hidden gem game by Konami from 1993. And I got the world record on that. But wow, this is a great process. Find a game, get the world record, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
And I found out that there was another game that the same people made, came out I think a couple months after Metamorphic Force, and I thought, okay, this will be an easy transition. Same company, same developers, same year.
Yeah.
Konami, and so it was Violent Storm, and I realized quickly that it was quite different than Metamorphic, or different than any other game I had ever played. I had stumbled upon something that would change my life and become perhaps my favorite game, at least for now.
Yeah, I love that. So like I'm not very versed on beat 'em ups. You know, I grew up in the SNES era and enjoyed like Turtles in Time and stuff from my home console. Can you tell me how Violent Storm differs from other beat 'em ups?
Well, it's an arcade exclusive. This was not ported. That's kind of odd. even Sunset Riders got ported. A lot of these games got ported, but for whatever reason, Metamorphic and Violent Storm, they're these two games. I love them both. I like Violent Storm a lot more, but they're these outliers of arcade cabinets. They've never been ported. They've never been seen outside of an arcade cabinet. Violent Storm has a much deeper system of gameplay. There are many moves, and there is not one single path of least resistance. Every move is potentially going to be useful, and every strategy is balanced, I dare say. For contrast, The Simpsons, wonderful game. But really, the strategy is you pick Marge and you do the butt bump over and over and over.
Yeah,
that's it. That's pretty much it. There's some nuance, on certain parts you need to do certain things. Essentially, you run forward as fast as you can and butt bump with Marge.
I see. Yeah,
that's it.
That's kind of the strat.
That's the path of least resistance. In Ninja Turtles, Donatello's swipe, his special move. That's pretty much it. As much and as early and as often as you can, you hit that dang swipe. But a Violent Storm, it's quite a deep move set.
Yeah.
There is not one move. Some more useful than others. But I learned very quickly that this was not going to be the task that I'd faced with any other game before.
Yeah. I know
varied moveset, varied bosses, varied patterns.
Yeah, I had figured out that, well, it seems stupid in hindsight, but I figured out that you could press 2 buttons at once and they would do their special move. And once I figured out that Kyle would do the spin kick, I was like, oh, this is it.
Yes. Now, there are a lot of moves that are... Now, that's going to drain your health on impact, too. So that works for speedrunning.
Yeah.
For the high score running, those health drainers on the beat 'em ups are a problem.
Okay.
Because they're so tempting.
Yeah.
They're so useful. You want to do them a lot, but you have to be sparing. It's become such a risk versus reward.
Okay. Yeah. There was no risk for me because I was just hitting the continue button, and I was marveling at, like, man, I would have spent like quite a bit of quarters where I live. Especially back in the 80s.
When I first started playing the game, I realized real quick that I was playing as Boris. So his special attack is the Zangief.
Yeah.
And that became something I would spam quite often. But I was speedrunning. So when you're doing speedrun on a beat 'em up, it really doesn't matter how many lives you lose. In fact,
excellent. Well, going back to Violent Storm and your love for beat 'em ups, when did this kind of like love affair start with beat 'em ups and moreover with like challenge runs?
So I have always loved beat 'em ups as early as I can remember. Most specifically, I remember going to a skating rink as a young. Being like 5, and they had a Turtles cabinet, the 89 one. And that just, because I loved the cartoon and I loved the figures and I loved the movie, it felt like this incredible portal to their world, and it felt so important.
Yeah.
The machine felt huge, and the game felt so fun and so infinitely, it felt like there was infinite possibilities of what you could do on the game.
Yeah.
To me at the time.
And go ahead.
Gosh, that's really where I got swept up, was right there in that dang skating rink first time I saw it.
That's fantastic. So were you like an arcade kid? Like you were there most times?
Not at all. No. It was rare, actually. Back then, sometimes you'd see arcade cabinets even in like laundromats and stuff. So
okay, yeah.
I would go to pizzerias near me to play Mortal Kombat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Turtles 4-player, ooh, that was special. So that game was very important to me.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, I love that. I grew up in an incredibly rural area, so I rarely ever saw like an arcade game or anything like that. But thankfully, home consoles became popular around that time.
Do you remember the first arcade cabinet you ever saw in your life?
I don't remember the first one. I do have like a very vivid memory of like going there and realizing that some of them had like toy guns that you could. I think maybe it was like a Turok or maybe a Jurassic Park game where you could like shoot at the screen, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, and then furthermore, so like, what has inspired you to do challenge runs and go for world records? Was that a Twitch thing, or is that something that you've always been interested in?
So, when I first started Twitch, well, perhaps we better start from the beginning. My whole life, my whole family has really been into ghouls and ghosts.
Okay.
When I was a baby, my father played Ghosts and Goblins on Nintendo. When I was maybe, same age, like 5, my brother played Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Okay.
And I always loved the Genesis one, which was regular Ghouls and Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was to our family, it was the way that some families may see Mario, or I guess or I guess now some families may have a Minecraft, or at some point an Ultima Online family. For us, I mean, we all freaking loved Ghouls and Ghosts to some degree. So my whole life, we all played those games. It always meant a lot to me. But over the years, me and my brother, we developed this Halloween tradition. Every year for Halloween, we'd play Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo, front to back.
Okay. I was showing off my my marquee, my Violent Storm marquee. I don't know if you can see it.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's obviously it's a reprint, but it's still pretty cool.
That is very cool. I love it. I want to get marquees now that I'm becoming an arcade fan.
Yeah.
And gosh, what a cool display piece, right? Because it's kind of like having the arcade cabinet, like a piece of it. I love it.
Yeah,
Can you hear me well?
I can. Yeah, you sound great. Love
Okay.
the marquee. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted something to display, and you'll see it when I do the YouTube video later. But we were talking about how you and your family loved Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls. Is it Ghouls and Goblins? Ghosts and Goblins? Super Ghosts and Goblins?
I know. I was always so confused by that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My little child brain couldn't keep up with the difference. I just called them all Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
I didn't know the difference. I was just like, I thought I played Ghosts and Goblins, my dad played Ghosts and Goblins, and my brother played Super Ghosts and Goblins. Then when I got older, I looked at that damn cart. I was like, that says Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
Yeah,
That's
you're
the
like, wait a
name? How did I not think of it? It's one of the, when Angry Video Game Nerd does Chronologically Confused.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing with these titles, man?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's.
Can we get a 1, 2, 3? I mean,
that would be the simpler thing. That would be the simplest time. So you said that you had a Halloween tradition with your brother to play them front to back. Was that? Did you guys have like kind of a challenge mode that you would run as brothers in that?
No, we would just pass the controller back and forth, and just the goal was just beat the game.
Yeah.
But he was getting a lot better than I was, especially as the years went on. He was getting faster and faster. He was just plowing through bosses. He would pass it back, but less and less.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, one day, we were like, "Man, you can really play this fast.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that can play it this fast?" And that was the first time we looked up speedrunning. And this was probably 2016. And I got really into watching SGDQ and stuff. And we started looking at leaderboards, and we were like, dang, people not only can play faster, they can play way faster. In fact, there's a whole world of people playing these games fast.
Yeah.
And that's when my brother was like, all right, I want to get competitive. And he did. He got very, very good. But over time, we had an issue because we were like, dang, we were recording runs per run.
Yeah.
We would set up capture cards and just record and then submit them to speedrun. And we were like, it's just too much work. Let's just make a Twitch account. And then we just capture the runs live. And if it's good, you just use the VOD.
Yeah.
And that's why the Forest of Fires channel was started. Just to capture those runs.
That's awesome.
And so then one day, Merchant, my brother, he said, you know, I'm tired. I can't do any more runs today. But we had like 5 prominent runners in the chat. So I was like, man, I can't just end stream. For the first time, I was never on camera at first. So for the first time, I said, you know what? I'm going to sit in. I'll do a run. But what game can I play? Super Ghouls is too hard. But I think I like Ghouls. I'll try that. And that was the first time I ever tried any kind of speed run. And then I got pretty good at Ghouls. Not bad.
Okay.
And I feel like at a certain point, I was like, you know, this game is just so goddamn hard. What am I doing to myself? This is torturous. So to take it a little easier on myself, I said, okay, if I could choose, because let's be honest, these games are hard. With that as your first game to speedrun, it's overkill. It's too much.
Yeah.
So I said, if I could step back and begin my own speedrunning journey from scratch, what game would I choose out of any game in the world? And the first game that came to my mind was Ninja Turtles 89, because those memories of the arcade came back to me, and the importance of the skating rink just came flooding back. And I said, it would be so cool to get good at that because of my strong nostalgia. And that's really where my love of speedrunning began, and my love of beat 'em ups for speedrunning came in. And I got real darn good at these beat 'em ups with speedruns. Got real good.
Yeah.
And at
I mean, obviously.
point, I started applying to SGDQ and GDQ. I was like, guys, let me run Turtles in Time, please. I kept applying for Turtles in Time for, I think, 6 years, 5-6 years straight for GDQ and SGDQ. And they never accepted me, and I couldn't understand why. Because they were accepting other people to play Turtles in Time. Now, keep in mind, I'm ranked number 2.
Yeah.
And there's only one guy faster. He lives in Germany. He's my sensei. He can't go to GDQ. So essentially, I'm the fastest person they can get for Turtles in Time. But again and again, they wouldn't pick me. So I decided, you know what? Instead of chasing this speedrunning dream, I've had a blast. What if, let's be frank, arcade games are not meant for speedruns. They're meant for high scores.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, what if instead of a speedrun, I tried a high score? Now, what game would I do? And at this point, I already had the Violent Storm World Record speedrun. And I realized, you know what? I love that game so much. I can play it over and over again.
Yeah.
Let me try Violent Storm as a challenge, as a true arcade challenge. And that started maybe 8 months ago by now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a pretty strong addiction. It's really taken me away from speedrunning.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. I watched the VOD, or not the VOD. I watched the documentary that you put out about it. How you physically went to Ghost Horse, and got the and man, like the fact that you got it, like, well, I think on like your last few attempts, like you had to catch a plane later that day. The fact that you just on a whim decided, I'm gonna go back to the arcade. I know I've got a few hours before my flight. Galloping Ghost, thank you. And then was like, okay, we're gonna give it a shot, and you got it. Oh, what a moment!
And I think there may have been a sense of liberation as well. There was kind of a sense of like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
So let me just go back and just F around for a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe that freedom is really what let me relax and play more like I did in practice.
Yeah, and you were able to kind of just, I find that sometimes once you just go like, you know what? We'll just do it for fun. We won't do it for trying. And then those are the times that you get it.
Exactly. That's what happened.
So
that's exactly what happened.
Did you find it like harder or more or fundamentally different to like play it on the cabinet than play it at home?
So here's what's interesting. I arrived and immediately discovered that, first of all, the game was identical to the ROM.
Okay.
On MAME.
Yeah.
It was 1-for-1 the same. However, it was completely different because they had their difficulty setting all the way up.
Oh.
I did not know that. I did so much research on their cabinet. I didn't know they turn all their damn difficulty settings all the way up.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't see that coming. And that meant basically no health pickups. So when I was training in bursts.
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, play as hard as you can because there's a health coming up. All right, we made it. Like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
In a game with like a Metroidvania has like Silk Song has the benches.
Yes.
It felt like a bench to get to the health item. Like, okay, I can get this far. As long as I can get this far, it's okay. I will practice and train to get this far because that's where the health item is. That's when I can kind of reset, get back to full health and say, whew. And so I kind of map my save states in training.
Yeah.
And when I got there, no health drops. So it was like, you train for Silk Song and they say, oh, by the way, while you're here, no benches.
No benches, yeah.
It was like, oh, Jiminy Glick, what do I do now? I actually, day one, when I realized that, there's a scene in the film where I turn to the camera and I do something like this. This is a problem.
Yeah.
This is a problem. I said it twice and I turned back. And when I said that, I was actually downplaying what I really thought.
Yeah.
I was really in my head thinking, oh no, we came all the way to Chicago for nothing. I can't do it. There's no way. I actually was completely defeated in that moment. Even though on camera I was like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It was more than a problem. But eventually, as I said, last day, something just came over me. This sense of like, whatever, we're done. We came, we tried, and then it just happened.
And man, like you, what a victorious moment. I mean, I don't know. Did you know that you were going to make a documentary out of it?
Yeah, I did. But when I realized that on day one, when I was like, oh no, I actually thought we might not.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe this will be like part of the documentary. Maybe this will be more of a vlog than a, just show clips, kind of edit the VODs instead of try to tell a story with it. But luckily, the ending came in clutch.
I mean, yeah, what a victorious moment.
Yeah, it was incredible. And it was on everyone in chat. They're the ones that kept telling me, try again, you can do it, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Without that, it simply wouldn't have happened because I would have pursued other games or I would have been like, F this. But all the fun that they have with the gambling, with the channel points and the encouragement and saying, you know what, here's a dang hype train because we're so excited that you did well.
Yeah.
That made me go, you know what? If they liked me getting a new high score enough to have a hype train about it, or whatever the case may be, then you know what? There is good energy there. I'll try it again.
Going.
Maybe we get another hype train. Yeah. And that, honestly, no kidding, that pushed me in a way I wouldn't have been pushed otherwise. So when in that moment when I was looking up and thinking, my goodness, we effing did it. This is crazy. It was surreal.
Yeah.
I was really just thinking, man, so many memories of so many nights of people like, again, you got it. You're gonna do it this time.
There's something to be said about Twitch and kind of like being on camera and presenting yourself that kind of like, yeah, makes you feel comfortable pushing yourself. Either that would be in a challenge or creatively. Even I feel like myself, I've pushed myself here on Twitch creatively to try this thing out or try that thing out, which eventually led to this. This series.
I love your scenes and stuff, by the way, if I may jump in.
Thank
I'm a big
you.
fan.
I appreciate that.
And your editing is great, by the way. So keep up the good work.
Thank
Just wanted
you.
to throw that in.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was gonna say I've also popped into your show quite a bit, and I like talk about multi-talented. Your like music videos are incredible. Your concerts are incredible. Like,
Oh, thank you.
That
was a great night when you raided in. I think it was the most previous concert night. You raided in, and then so you raided in. I think we played 2 songs, and then the merchant's phone buzzed.
Yeah.
Because it was on vibrate. It was like a Rube Goldberg machine, if I can explain this. His telephone device was on the windowsill, which was above where the power plug was. So his phone went zzz, and that vibration caused the phone to go over a little bit, and then one final zzz, it fell off the side, hit the power strip exactly, boom, and we were in total darkness. We were
no.
What the hell just happened? I was like, oh man, Sorrow just raided. We had a great thing going. I'll never forget that. But we came back and we partied anyway.
Yeah. That was awesome. I love to even I don't know how you're doing it, but the music videos are incredible, man. Like those are so cool. But okay, so you mentioned that like the Forest of Wires channel kind of came from you and your brother attempting these speed runs. Was your like, when did you decide, because you're a Twitch partner now, when did you decide that you were going to go for it, or did that just happen organically? How did that happen for you?
You're a great interviewer, by the way. You got a great voice for this and good research and questions. Just want to say that again. At first, I did not know that I could ever be a streamer or a speedrunner. Even though I was dabbling in it,
yeah,
it still wasn't my thing. And I could not have even conceived having more than 10 viewers at all. I mean, I would actually purposefully, because I wasn't thinking of Twitch like that. I just thought, this is a way I can record. Maybe one person watches, probably not. Usually I wouldn't even plug in a mic because it wouldn't be a chatter or a viewer, and that was totally fine by me because that would be like less distraction.
Yeah.
So I would go live at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because I'd be like, okay, certainly no one's going to be, messaging me here. I don't have to look at the screen, just do my best runs. And eventually I started like doing a little more creative stuff. Like, for example, any game that I played, I would change my character accordingly. For example, if I played a wrestling game, I'd wear a wrestling mask and say, "It's me, Bob Dwyer. I'm a deathmatch wrestler. I actually am a retired wrestler back from the 90s. I'm here on Twitch tonight. Play some old school NES wrestling, brother." And
so
people
cool.
would come in and be like, "Were you really an indie wrestler? What was your name? I'm going to look up your name on cagematch.net." And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I used to be in IW like stuff." And they'd be like, "Dude, you're not a wrestler." But it was fun. It was kind of a trolling, and if I streamed Kid Chameleon, I'd wear sunglasses and a white shirt and blue jeans.
Yeah.
Just try to like kind of be the character. And one of my favorite game of all time is Ultima Online, the MMORPG. And I was streaming that. And I just said, you know what? I'll be me. I'll be Carl DeLinden the Wizard, my character in UO. And once I started doing that, the UO people really were like, "Whoa, you're actually doing something really cool with this really niche cult-like game." Now, for me, I remember seeing people with like 70 viewers in the UO category. I was like, these are gods. Yeah. That's like crazy. 70 people I thought was like, they're famous. That's insane.
Yeah.
I thought that was I didn't even know that there were streamers with thousands. I had no clue about that. I didn't go beyond the UO category and stuff like that, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew there were a couple retro streamers with like 150.
Yeah.
That was what I thought was like, I mean, Galaxian. But like, I saw a guy streaming UO with 70 viewers, and something sparked in me, and I was like, dude, if this guy can get 70 effing people to watch Ultima Online of all things, I want to be a part of this. I want to get a piece of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a couple people. And they actually got so enthusiastic about what I was doing that they started joining in, and they started participating in my RPs. I started throwing events. I started meeting up with those bigger streamers like in UO.
Yeah.
And I started becoming friends with them, going on adventures with them. And, I started getting like 15 viewers. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Keep in mind, I thought 5 was crazy.
Yeah.
15 was like, oh my gosh, this is a show. Like, it finally dawned on me, like, people will tune in, and they'll tune in next time to be like, oh, what happened? So I started doing this wacky stuff, like doing cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Like, I would end my UO streams by having my brother come attack me, or pretend I got banned, or pretend I got hacked, or have other characters or goblins like actually attack me on stream.
Yeah.
And I started signing up for collabs, and I remember I did a dating show once, and they made me like the Bachelor.
Okay.
And when it came down to the final decision, like, all right, you got to choose one of the girls now. It's the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I was so indecisive. I was like, I can't say no to anyone. I can't say no. What am I doing here? And so instead of ever choosing, I would have my brother come in and attack me. I'd be like, all right, I choose. Give him this time. And then he'd come in, I'd go, no! And so I started doing that a lot. I'd go on round tables that would have, a lot of people watching and do weird stunts like that, get attacked. And I just started getting a little bit of a weird thing going on. And then I started doing Omegle at that point.
Okay, yeah.
Which was double-edged sword. Because the Omegle stuff was very edgy. Chat got a little rowdy. This is pre-Kick.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it almost felt like a Kick stream at that point, and people were just egging me on to be edgier.
Yeah.
And I would, because the viewership started going up. I started getting like 30, 40. I'm like, whoa, people like this. This is a path to something.
Yeah. Did you find that? Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna ask. Do you find that overwhelming? Like, to have that many people sometimes? Because the reason I ask is because I got rated by Cartoon Therapy when I had like maybe 4 or 5 viewers, and it went up to like 50, 60 in an instant, and I was like, holy cow!
Crazy. That is a crazy moment.
Yeah.
The big raids, yes. Big raids are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. It's a wild feeling. Like my first big raid, I was like, what? Are you serious? This many people are watching me? No.
Yeah.
Can't be. Bots or something, right? Like this is a prank or something. Like I was in literal disbelief. Like, sure, 100 people raided.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it was kind of so high pressure that at the start, I'd actually be in disbelief. And actually, speaking of that, I remember one time there was this viewer a long time ago who would donate quite a lot.
Yeah.
And one night he donated $100. Boom. I had never even known that could happen.
Yeah.
I was in such disbelief that I ran downstairs. I woke up my brother and said, yo, someone just donated $100. And he woke up and he was like, oh, I think I've heard of people doing chargeback scams or something. And I was like, you're right.
You're like, that makes sense.
That's it. I went back to chat and I was kind of like skeptical. The guy was like, thanks, man. Wow, what a nice gift. And in my mind, I'm like,
yeah. You're like, gee, thanks, guy. Yeah.
I literally couldn't, my brain wouldn't allow me to be like, this is actually starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
But the thing about Omegle, though, speaking of pressure, I actually felt pressured to be like edgier because the chat was getting more and more rowdy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't like it. That's not me.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm not a controversial person. I don't like that energy. I don't like, let's argue, let's confront. That's not me at all. I
So
like
did
people
you
being
feel
friends.
like you had to kind of like juggle like chat expectations and what you wanted to do and create?
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Doing the Omegle stuff was so draining because I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it got so draining. I could only stream like 2-3 hours a night because I couldn't. I was so socially / soul drained of doing that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my français. That it was just like, man, I actually quit at some point. I think it was in late 2020. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, this is just, it's just not me. And so I stepped away. But when I say quit, what I mean is I quit, and no less than like 5 days later was my brain like, what if you did this? What if you did that? What if you did this? And I started already planning. So no one knew I quit. They just thought I was on a break to make a lore video, which is something that would happen regularly anyway.
Yeah.
But when I did quit, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. But I can do what I love, which is music, playing music, and playing video games. And I used to be a red wizard, and I came back. I was a blue wizard, and everything was different. My alerts were no longer edgy. There was no more TPS. I no longer did Omegle at all. I didn't even mention it. I acted like it didn't exist. I acted like a new person. I talked way more like I do now. And to be honest, my viewership went,
yeah.
Nobody wanted to watch me anymore. Yeah, I went back to like 10 after getting up to like 40, 50, 60. I was like, damn, I'm going to get partner. Then I did that. It was like, nope. And honestly, I was like, this sucks, but there's another side to the coin. While before I could only stream 2 hours a night, now playing music, playing video games, telling stories, doing top 5 lists, I can literally do that infinitely.
Yeah.
And I started streaming 10, 12 hours a night.
I've seen that.
And this started in 2021. I've been streaming 10, 12 hours average since then, almost every day. And once I started doing that, it's inevitable. That much time on Twitch, people will find you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was brute forced, 10, 12 hours a day for how many years now? 5, 6 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what year is it? 2025.
yeah.
4 or 5.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's crazy. But essentially, I brute forced to having just one person at a time find me. And then it's kind of like sometimes in an RPG, you go far and you get stuck and you're like, damn, I can't level up anymore. What do I do? And so you say, you know what? I'm going to change class and go fight level 1 slimes. That's it. Over and over again. I don't care how long it takes.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you look down and it's like, oh, damn. And eventually I looked down and the damn partnership thing just came in on email.
And if you're more happy playing the blue wizard than you ever were playing the red wizard, it's worth the extra time.
It was worth the pain.
Yeah.
What's the expression? 1 step back, 2 steps forward.
Yeah.
It was definitely that.
I mean, it definitely sounds like, a lot more sustainable for your, like, so like let's do a thought experiment where you did continue going the route that you were going and not enjoying it. And maybe you hit partner sooner, but maybe you decided you didn't want to do it anymore versus what you're doing now.
I probably would have become a kick streamer, would have hated it, and just stopped altogether by now.
Yeah.
I predict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I would have been like, a Chicken Andy kind of guy.
Yeah.
Just a wacky, edgy-ist kind of.
Well, we're glad you're here and doing what you're doing because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm way happier. I literally, every time I go live, I love it. I couldn't be happier about the music that I play and the games that we play. it's fantastic. The chat is awesome. There's no drama.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
And you know, just by popping in and getting to know your chat a little bit more, and trying to be, you know, more present in your streams. You're usually on when I'm at work, but I've noticed your chat a fantastic people. Thank you all for being here. And then also, did you find that they're mostly people that are here for your retro streams? Are they retro gamers? Are they arcade gamers?
It's a good question. You know, because what I do is such a variety, it's really hard for me to track what people like most.
Mm-hmm.
I think it actually changes per night. And I just try to be cognizant of who's raiding.
Yeah.
If a music person raids, I play a little more music. If Galloping Ghosts themselves raid me, I'll play an arcade game.
Awesome.
If just chatting streamer raids, I'll do more talking.
Yeah.
Because sometimes every time I think I have a lock on what people want the most, let's say I kind of get a vibe, people play more acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play a little more acoustic guitar, and then the views go down, and if I play a DJ set, the views go up. And then the next night, it'll be the total opposite. The DJ stuff, views down, acoustic music go up. You know, maybe, and I think just everyone gets in different moods too, and it depends on the flow as well. But honestly, at the end of the day, I've come to accept, I don't even look at the view count anymore, and I've come to accept that the show is the show.
Yeah.
And you tell the story how I want to tell it. And
no, I love that, and I think that there's something magnetic that I think people want to be involved with somebody that is doing what they want to do and producing and creatively doing what they want to do without chasing. You know, there's something really it draws people in. They're like, oh, this guy's just unapologetically being themselves, and I connect with that.
Yeah, and you know, I think discussions like this, and sometimes discussions like this happen at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
On an IRL stream. Whenever those discussions might happen, you know, that's when it's good to really listen, you know, and really connect with people. And I think that informs a lot, because I think on Twitch, just screen names and chat alone can be a little deceptive. You can't see people's faces. You can't hear them react. They might not type a clapping emote when they like what they see. It's not like real life.
Yeah.
But when you have a chat like this, or you meet someone in real life, and you just can ask them, like, you know, what do you like? You know, why do you watch me? You know, you just ask questions like that, or just listen to them and just vibe with them. And I think that's really informative too, is to understand people.
Yeah.
Just get to know people and try to I'm not saying I'm going to change what I do because of conversations I have. I guess I do, actually. I do change what I do a little bit based on conversations I have. And I think...
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think... For me, meeting people in person is always... It just changes everything. Or video chatting with them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, it's something so humanizing that, especially when you're eye to eye with someone and you're like, wow, this is this amazing person that has been watching my journey.
Yeah.
And if they say something to you like, oh man, you know, when you play that DJ song, you know, pump it up, I go crazy, bro, please. This is an obvious example. They're literally telling you on the nose what to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, you know, you pick up on it, you vibe on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you try to just, I say you, I should say me. I try to just understand humanity more, honestly. and try to reshape my approach. Say, I don't know. I guess I'm struggling to put this into words, but I have an event called CarlCon, and it's once a year we meet up in person and party. And it's been it really illuminates things. It really shows it for what it is. And getting to essentially stream live and see real reactions. As I said, the thing that you can't get on Twitch.
And your own event. I mean, it's your own that creation. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like a birthday party.
Yeah.
All the same stretches and problems too. But, you know, it really, like, getting a party with people at CarlCon or at TwitchCon, which is coming up, or Portland, or any of the meetups I do. Chicago, when I did the documentary. It's just, it really changes things for me. It really puts a new perspective and it illuminates it in a new way. And I'm struggling to explain how that changes my approach to streaming. It just does. I don't know how. There's a magic to it, brother.
No, it's exciting. I'm doing TwitchCon for the first time this year, so I hope to see you there.
We will. And I was gonna have like a party on Friday night, but now the host of the party is not going, I think, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No.
But Friday night I will be doing something wild style.
Okay,
so
all right. Yeah, hit me up on Discord for real. I'm gonna be staying with a bunch. We're going as a group, so it's gonna be good. I saw
where you go.
Yeah, I saw a few of you. Saw a few of you in the chat. If you will, just allow me just a moment. I'm gonna take a short break and check on my dog. Is that okay?
I'm gonna.
Oh, wow, we're getting a tour of Caggle Keep.
The CarlCon tent is still here. I still party out here.
Oh,
Sometimes
nice.
I play Violent Storm in there. There's a RetroPie in there and like a screen. I would go in, but I fear that there's basically a line right about there.
Yeah.
Where the Wi-Fi stops and the cellular kicks in.
Ah,
and
yeah.
I fear crossing that line. We don't want that. Yeah. Let me flip back here.
Where in the countries are you from?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. Yeah, we're not too far off. I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So actually, there is an arcade I'm really tempted to go to in Smyrna.
Oh yeah. In Smyrna. Okay.
Yeah. So in Smyrna, there's actually a really freaking, well, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but based on my research, it's a real nice looking arcade, and I'm very tempted to go there at some point. So,
What's it called?
Hey. Dang, what's it called? I don't remember.
Is this one called Ghost Horse, like I tried to call Galloping?
Yes, Ghost Horse.
Ghost Horse.
You know what's funny? There's an arcade called Headless Horseman too.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, I get confused. But this arcade is called.
Momboy says Game Galaxy. Is that it? I'll look it up. I'm close-ish to Smyrna.
So the way I found it, there's a website called Aurcade, Aurcade, and you can type in any state or city, and it pops up a list of arcades, how many they have, what cabinets they have. It's sick, and that's how I found it. It's basically one of the top East Coast spots.
Okay, all right. I was just complaining that Nashville doesn't have any like good arcades. They have barcades. They have tons of those, but yeah.
Right. So how far is Smyrna from Nashville?
It's probably about maybe half an hour, depending on what side you're coming from. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nothing. Great.
Well, let me know if you come down. Yeah, let me know if you come down. I'll get myself and Shogundy, and we can hang out.
Oh, that would be. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that, and I'm sure a couple of wizards would hang out too.
Oh, dude, that would be sick. We've kind of through the course of this interview, we've kind of reflected a little bit on how with doing the partner thing, we've reflected a little bit on how you may have been chasing partner to begin with, but then decided that just doing your own thing was better, and it came to find you, and then about how you have really enjoyed and changed kind of your outlook on this whole thing when you meet people in person. I'd love to ask, I know that you're still speedrunning. I know that you're going for your high scores. Is there anything that's like kind of the next big step for Forest of Wires?
Well, I'm going to pursue another world record next year. I'm going to go back to how it goes. Probably Turtles in Time.
Okay.
I had another dream to do VR boxing.
Oh.
And I've been training.
Okay.
Me and my brother have been training, but I'm going to be honest, based on my progress, I don't think I'm going to do very well next year. I'm going to try to enter. They have a national Golden Gloves competition with real money on the line.
Yeah.
And I wish I could say, man, I feel like I can do it after doing a lot of online ranked matches, having little kids beat the shit out of me. It's a little disheartening. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure I'm as confident that come April 26th, I'm going to be able to do that.
Well, that's so fair.
The Turtles in Time world record, I'm almost sure I'm going to get that come April.
That's no fair. The little kids have way more stamina. For VR, come on. Is it like, so you're obviously putting on the goggles, but do you like physically, is it a workout?
It's the best cardio of my life. The new versions, the new Quest 3 VR boxing games are the best workouts of my life.
Oh my goodness.
Do
you do those live?
And yeah, I might stream that on the alt channel tonight. Actually, I usually do. Every night. Somewhere, give or take, I'll do like one match at least. Sometimes like a bunch. But yeah. So bottom line, no matter what, even if little kids beat me up, even if I can't even place on the Golden Gloves, even if it's a total failure of a life goal. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get in good shape doing it. So
and that's what it's about.
Whereas with normal games, I'm going to play like this. I'm going to really try. And even if I succeed, I won't get in good shape. So whatever,
I mean, so how many world records do you have?
Well, it's a good question. It's a dynamic list.
Yeah.
My damn sensei keeps taking them from me.
Do you get notified when you get beat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, right before I got the world record high score on Violent Storm, I'll never forget it. If there's anyone here in chat, you remember this too, if you were watching, literally a couple hours before that happened, I get an email that says, oh, by the way, your Violent Storm speedrun world record has just been taken by Sensei Capone. Goddamn, the same guy. And yeah, it was like,
and you were like, this is
because at this point I was kind of defeated.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I'm not gonna get this. I'm losing that. He took my metamorphic run as well.
Yeah,
like a week before. And the thing is, though, I'm happy it was him. And I think what happened was he was watching me train and he was picking up what I was doing because I was developing new strats. And he took those, and he is a better player than me. He is.
Yeah.
I may have more time and less of a life, so I can dedicate 12 hours to practicing, whereas he has to live, So, yes, I can be better than him on some games, just from brute forcing my way up the ranks.
Yeah.
That can happen. But when we're on equal ground, he beats me every time. Like, for example, I speedrun Sailor Moon, the arcade game. He's got the world record on that.
Yeah.
I did Turtles in Time, as I said. He's got the world record on that. Metamorphic, I'm number 2. He's number 1. Violent Storm, I'm number 2. He's number 1.
Yeah.
There are many games like that. So Right now, I would say I think I have maybe three. I would say maybe 3 actual world records.
Yeah.
And maybe 5 or 6
floating
kind of world records. In other words, maybe a multiplayer world record, but only 3 people play it.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe only
Sounds like
as far as legit world records, probably like 3.
Sounds like a small community too.
There are certain games that are very small. Nobody speedruns them, and I kind of seek them out.
Yeah.
I like that. I like being the crazy guy who finds these unknown games. But when we're talking Turtles in Time, not only you're dealing with a lot of players, but it's a lot of time too. Like some of these records go back 15 years. So
okay, yeah.
Some crazy guy and figured out some strats, and we've been trying to figure out how to do that ever since. But then eventually, 15 years later, we're like, oh, now we get it. That happens quite a lot. Or Russians too. A lot of Russian guys just swooped in 10 years ago or so. Took
really?
A lot of WR.
Huh.
So it's not just. It's like sometimes it's not so many people, but it's a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
You're battling the whole history when you go for these dang records. So.
Yeah, and I imagine there are people that say like, "Oh, he beat me." Well, let's see about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent.
Luckily, sometimes not. But
yeah. Well, I gotta say, I thank you so much for obviously for being here and agreeing to this, and for not only suggesting Violent Storm, but helping me set it up to where I could play it. That was incredibly helpful. It is beautiful. The artwork is just so amazing, and I can't believe it was made in the 80s. It looks so freaking good. And the music is to die for. Are you kidding me right now?
My heart. I love this show concept, by the way. The idea that you're actually going to play these dang things. It's sort of like, I remember back when I used to watch like interview shows, they would go and read someone's whole book for research before they did the interview.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really fascinating way to, you actually understand where I'm coming from. Whereas often I do interviews and it might be with someone who's only seen the trailer of my channel. They really don't get what's going on. You have an absolute understanding of what I'm very passionate about.
I mean,
and
yeah,
that's great that you're going to do this in every episode.
Yeah, that was the idea.
And you got some great guests coming up.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm psyched for this season.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We got a big. I got more people for season 2 than I did season 1, which was very exciting. At first, I didn't really know anybody on Twitch. Shogundi and we know each other in real life. We were roommates for I think like 2.5 years.
Wild.
Yeah. So we were roommates, and then I kind of there were some people that I kind of knew. I was really nervous to ask Cartoon Therapy to come on, because it's like, oh my god, he's like a Twitch partner, and at this point he had won Hidden Gem. And I was like, I don't know, is he too big time for me? But no, he was very sweet, and everybody has been very sweet.
So real, so grateful.
Yeah. But no, I wanted to make sure that I don't want to come in here and be like, so you're like a wizard or what's going on? No, I wanted to play the game that you experienced. Watch the documentary that you put out. And honestly, guys, if you haven't, I'm sure if you're from Carl's side, you have. But if you're from my side and haven't watched it yet, I put the link in the Twitch chat. Please go check that out. It is really, really good. I loved it. I really did.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. If it were up to me, I would sit here and talk to you all night.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Are you a wrestling fan at all?
Gosh
darn.
I'm becoming a wrestling fan. I'm becoming a wrestling fan just from osmosis from that, and just watching Bad Street. I don't know if you're aware of Bad Street and his show, but yeah, just watching Bad Street and seeing his. I think when I was younger, I was very much like, oh, that's stupid. It's not even real. And now I'm like, oh, it's awesome. It's not even real.
Right. It's more embracing the theatrical side.
Yeah.
And getting more meme friendly. You know, like there are so many great. I think the best thing about modern wrestling are the memes.
Yeah.
You see those things that say, if wrestling is real, if wrestling is fake,
explain this. Yeah.
Some of those pops are doing like Canadian destroyers back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, like it's great.
I think I had gotten into, and am still very into, Dungeons and Dragons. And I think that was kind of the through line of like, oh yeah, no, I sit at a table and play characters, and that's exactly what these guys are doing. You know, obviously not at a table, sometimes with a table, but I was like, oh, they're characters. They're playing characters.
Yep, and their character debuts, and then there's a through line. And when they die,
yeah,
you know, that character, their contract ends, and they kill them off. You know, just like a TV show. Like they'll have John Cena suplex them into a dumpster, and then their contract expires, and they're gone. You know, and it's like a D&D campaign. That person can't play anymore. You're gone, bro.
Yeah.
Your character's dead. You know.
I'm gathering that you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, lifelong major. I brought it up because you were saying, you know, you could talk all night, but once that can opens, I go on and on. We'll start a meandering rant that literally won't end. So we won't go there, brother. And seriously, this is an awesome show. I'm psyched to see the rest of the episodes. The trailer is great.
Thank you.
The lineup is great, and I think there's a lot of potential here. And I'm really happy to be the first episode. I jumped in and took the opportunity when I did.
I so appreciate that.
I'm so happy, and I really hope everyone here supports this show because I believe in it a lot, and I'll be watching, and I think you all should too. I'm looking forward to hearing the words of these upcoming guests.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for
I
rating
saw their
in.
game choice. I don't want to give spoilers, but I know there are some great games that are going to be discussed.
Yes, and most of them I haven't played, which is my favorite part. One person picked a game that I'm very familiar with intimately, so I can't wait to talk to them about that. But most of them are games that I have never played, or some I've never even heard of, like Violent Storm.
Right. I picked no one knows Violent Storm. I've never ever heard of it until I did deep research on this stuff.
Yeah.
And literally went to Wikipedia and looked at every single game they made per year. That's basically how I found it.
And you said Konami, right?
Yeah. And I just noticed it was the same year as the game I just got world record on. I was like, all right, that's got to be the shortest distance of learning then.
Yeah.
And that's how I found it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've never heard anyone talk about it. Never heard it listed anywhere. Never saw it on a top 5 hidden gems list anywhere. Yeah.
Speaking of top 5, I meant to mention this earlier, but you're a big JRPG guy.
Yes.
I know that you are. You really enjoy the JRPGs. Can you tell me a little bit more about your favorites in that? I know it's a little off topic, but I'm also a JRPG head.
Something I find so interesting about that. I was talking about this the other day. Of course, we started with Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And it was paper and pen.
Yeah.
And at some point, these guys like Richard Garriott from Ultima and the guy from Wizardry said, hey, you know what? Why don't we just do this on computers? Why don't we just automate this, simplify the process, and do digital D&D?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where RPG games were born.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to think. And eventually, people in Japan, these games kind of floated into Japan.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, Ultima and Wizardry, this is neat. Let's do something kind of like this. And that's where they were inspired to do Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, and Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah.
And gosh, I love the early Final Fantasies. To me, that's what it's all about. In fact, let me grab this real quick. I'm just going to pull this off the wall. It's stuck, so I'll just show it to you on the wall. Every time I walk in my room, it's a stream. I see this this thing of Tella from Final Fantasy 2.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because this This is the wizard. Everything I know about wizards came from this guy.
Ah, that's
That's my
fantastic.
number one inspiration.
I love
If
that.
I ever wonder, what do I do? How do I act? I just think, okay, I'm Tella. Period.
Yeah. Just what would a wizard do?
Yeah, specifically him, because he had such a whimsical but magical air in Final Fantasy II. And he's basically my favorite character. So I look at that every day, and it reminds me where my head should be, who I should be. And Final Fantasy II is very important to me. It taught me how to read when I was a little kid. It taught me how to be creative. Like the first 5 stories I wrote in my life, kindergarten stories, were just Final Fantasy II fanfics. It was literally rip-offs of their names would be changed slightly, Cecilaria, instead of Cecil. and then just basically copy the exact story and say, here's my story.
Yeah.
I mean, it wrote the book for me, the ABCs on creativity and magic, wizardry, RPGs. So for me, it can't get any more important than that. The only thing that ever came close in my life was when I was a teenager and I stumbled upon Morrowind. Now that one, it's not a JRPG, but that was the one game that made me go, maybe this is better than Final Fantasy. Today, I don't know. It's hard to compare.
How do you feel about the newer Final Fantasies?
I'm not. I tried.
Yeah.
But I'm very jaded and cruel to new content and entertainment. Yeah. I don't like any new movie. I don't like any new music. I don't like any new games. I know every so often a game like Silk Song will come out that has incredible retro fundamentals.
Yeah.
But overall, and just like movies, I think Christopher Nolan movies are probably pretty good.
Yeah.
But overall, no, I can't get into Final Fantasies. I can't get in. I hate it. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I love the 2D. I really love 2D.
Yeah, I think it's I feel very similar. I think the only thing that made me step away from that was the 7 remakes, the Final Fantasy 7 remakes. They are very good, and everything. I truly believe everything that you could ask for in a remake. They're faithful to the original, but also adding new things. They kind of update some battle mechanics while still keeping the spirit. I really enjoy that. I haven't played any of the other ones though.
It looks great. I didn't play it, but I watched a lot of streamers play it, and if I were to play a new game, I would consider that. Though honestly, I mean, if I were going to play a new game, Silk Song looks pretty dang good. And I still would love to play, what's that space one? Starfield, the Bethesda one? I think that looks like I have a lot. I still haven't played that. I would really like to.
Yeah, so. I attempted that one on launch, but it was my computer at the time didn't handle it, couldn't handle it, wasn't it wasn't for me. But I do have a kind of the same way you are with Morrowind. That's Skyrim with me.
Skyrim's beautiful.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Well, I so appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you raiding in and sharing your community with me. Is there any big events that you have coming up, or anything you'd like to plug while you're here?
Yes, absolutely. I have a well, first of all, TwitchCon, and that's really where my head is at. That's what the main quest storyline in my life is right now. Just going out to San Diego, and all my streams until then are just going to be preparing for that. And that's why I'm so happy to come on here and meet you more.
Yeah, man.
So, we'd love to party with you more in San Diego. That's kind of what, I'm looking to do. So with that in mind, I have another kind of podcast discussion coming up with Saturday HS on the 20th. And that's really the next step in life for me.
Everything else is just, go look at the documentary.
Yes.
That's all I can ask. If you want to do something real easy for me, you don't have to follow me. Go click on that documentary. Watch the first 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If it pulls you in, keep going.
And hit the
this
like
is for
button.
your people.
And then if you hit the share button, and don't share it, it actually still counts as a share. Did you guys know that? That helps the algorithm.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it still counts. You
That's
don't
nice.
have to actually share it. You just like share, hit the copy button, like copy link, and it counts as a share. And the algorithm says like, okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you guys wanna support Forest of Wires and that amazing documentary, just click that share button a few times.
Yeah.
And watch it because it's amazing.
Help me out.
Well, fantastic. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for introducing me to Violent Storm, and your wonderful community. And I definitely see myself playing more Violent Storm as the days go on.
Well, I'm going to be playing it as well because I reckon at a certain point, it's going to be time for me to come back for that world record speedrun.
Yeah, reclaim your title.
My sensei from Germany may have taken it from me. And I know, to be honest, I've never taken a run back from him. But, and this is a big, big but. At a certain point, a student must overcome and become the master.
Yeah. I'm fired up now.
Time will come.
Yeah. Oh man, fantastic. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody give it up for Forest of Wires, the wizard from another dimension.
Follow this dang channel, everyone. Seriously, great things to come.
Thank you guys
Who's
for
your
all
next
the follows.
guest, by the way? Is it Minty?
Yeah, we have OK Minty Dust coming on to talk about Crash Bandicoot.
Woo!
Yeah.
And when is this?
That'll be next week, next Thursday, I believe. But stay tuned. I'm gonna be playing my first run of Crash. I've never played Crash Bandicoot, never ever. So I'm gonna be playing on Monday and Tuesday this week. So you guys can watch. I've heard it's difficult. So you guys can watch me lose my mind while I play that.
It's great though. It's classic PS1 goodness. It's quintessential PS1. Yeah.
I'm excited. I really am. But okay, well, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you at TwitchCon.
So psyched.
Bye. And that was my interview with Carl DeLinden, aka Forest of Wires. We talked about his world record run in Violent Storm, and also how persevering in one's beliefs and the way one likes to do things often leads to success. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back next week where we sit down with OK Minty Dust and play some Crash Bandicoot. In the meantime, get out there and make some memories.